Hey, yo, it's your host, Jason Sauer. You're listening to Cash on the Hood, and we're here with Nick from Caliente's four-time winning pizza shop. Before I have Nick give him his last name, Brian tells me that you need to like, share, and subscribe. If you don't like, share, and subscribe, this show doesn't work. Like, I need you, the fans, please, to like, share, subscribe, because that's how you help Cash on the Hood. So we're going through the Lipson stream, and we are filmed and we record right here in East Liberty in StudioME. Nick, tell everybody your name.
Nick Bogacz, Caliente Pizza and Draft House, born and raised right here in Pittsburgh. Have 7 locations. That's not counting the 3 stadiums that we're in. If you're a Pittsburgh sports fan, you can find us at any of the major sports venues as well. And like you alluded to, we're 4-time world pizza champions.
That's okay. I've been with you since the day you opened your very first shop in Bloomfield. It's your first day. You were just taking over Gators. Before Gators, there was some management in between Gators and whenever you got it. How are you feeling that first day?
Oh, happy, nervous, all those emotions when you open a business. But really, it was one of those things that I had in my head that I would die there to make it work. Didn't matter if it was going to be 24 hours a day, 4 years in a row. Just didn't matter. Whatever it took, it was going to make it.
Now I noticed, having started at the Cop Bar, and there's only domestics. You leaned right into craft beers, like boom. You like exploded on the corner. You're like, listen, this is what's going to separate us from the competition is these craft beers. Now I know that we're moving into pizza and world championships, but that was the first thing I noticed right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at that point I had always been good at getting people into seats, making phones ring, bringing in business. And I recognized early on that craft beer was the way to bring people in, that if you had a highly sought after beer, that people would drive all over for it. So we didn't want to be the local pizzeria. We didn't want to be like the local pizzeria in the sense that we're the neighborhood pizzeria. We didn't want to be the neighborhood bar. We wanted to be a destination spot, and that's what we shot for right away. And then I'll give you some breaking news on the podcast as well. So fast forward, we're going to be 10 and a half years into business now. We are officially opening up our own brewery. So Dough Daddy Beer is coming to Pittsburgh this summer.
Nice. Where's the location? Where you were brewing at?
So we've got a deal where we're going to contract brew, and then all the offerings are going to be at all the Caliente locations. So we'll have at least 4 lines going at all the stores at all times. It'll be Dough Daddy. It's going to be IPA focused, but we're also going to mix in a bunch of special releases. We've been working on a lot of recipes for the last few years. We've done a ton of collaborations over the years. Mm-hmm. So we really built up our sense of what it takes to make great beer and good liquid. And that's what we're shooting for.
That's wonderful. You're always pushing the envelope of stuff. That's cool. Are you going to be canning that, or is that just kegs?
The first year, we're definitely going to be kegs. And then at some point we are going to can it.
Nice.
Yep.
That's nice. You're going to need some art on those cans.
Yeah, we sure are. Yep.
That's what I heard. I was like, hey, let's get on that. I'm going to say it, you're outrageous. You really are. You're out there getting it. When you're traveling across the U.S. and you're matching track suits, that is so cool. I want to be a part of Team Caliente's. I want to have a matching tracksuit and be on the world championship team. Now, I've been out in Vegas, and when I hit these big cities, I send you a text, and I'm like, yo, what pizza shop am I going to? Now, you've sent me to Pizza Rock in Vegas. Now, do you travel with him?
Yeah, so Tony Giovanni is a 13-time world pizza champion. He's based out of San Francisco. He has a few locations in Las Vegas. He has about 40 locations altogether. He's starting to franchise his model of Tony Slice House. And really, Tony's been a great friend of mine. He visited Caliente back in 2015 when he was doing a release of the Pizza Bible. From there, we became good friends. We've traveled to Italy, London, all over the world, really. And it's just a special bond and part of the team that he started, the World Pizza Champions. That's where we there's about 50 members on the World Pizza Champions team that represent pizza industry at the highest level. And we travel all over and really compete in these great competitions. We were just in Parma, Italy back in April. I finished as the top American in the classic division. And those competitions in Italy, they're pretty fierce, as you could imagine.
Yeah, I bet. That's pretty cool. I mean, they have more than just, like, you're winning it with, like, braised duck, right?
Yeah. So I have a great chef at the restaurant. He's been with me really since the beginning. He was kind of helping me out with a couple different things. And then Eric Von Hansen, he joined me about 3 years in officially to Caliente, maybe 2.5 years in. And really, he's been a big part of our culinary side of what we've been doing. And he's made some great pizzas. Really just took pizza to another level altogether. And it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, you have a good crew around you. I see your son has now joined the team.
Yeah, he has. He was in Vegas for his first time.
Mm-hmm.
And
he looked fly in that outfit. That's what I noticed right away.
Yeah, we had the Wolf Pack. We call ourselves the Wolf Pack. We had our track suits on, and he came back from Vegas, and my wife asked him, Ange asked him, like, hey, how was Vegas? And he said, yeah, if I had lived in Vegas, I would die. But while he was out there, he entered a competition, and he finished second in the world. The guy who won it was on my team, Matt Hickey. And he won the world championship for the pizza triathlon. And Perry, my son, he took the silver medal. So it was pretty sweet out there. We had a great trip.
Wow, you guys really are doing good. Now, are you like a rock star in the pizza community?
So, it's interesting. It's one of those things that I've been in everybody looks at Caliente or looks at my success and thinks it's overnight success. But I've got 26 years in the pizza industry, started as a pizza driver, worked my way up. When we go to these pizza expos, there's a lot of teaching aspects to them, a lot of different seminars and demos. And I've been fortunate enough to be a keynote speaker. I've been fortunate enough to lead a bunch of seminars while we're out there and a lot of teaching seminars. I've got a monthly column in Pizza Today, the largest trade show magazine for the pizza industry. So I definitely am contributing, and I made it a big point of what I do is to make sure that I'm always giving back to up and coming operators. And I think it's important to pay it forward.
You are definitely very generous. We'll talk about that in the next episode when we get to the car club and stuff like that. Do you think finding your way in this business, how did Pittsburgh help? Do you think that was Pittsburgh, is it there for you to have this space? Like how does your relationship to Pittsburgh?
So you're born and raised on Route 8 up in Gibsonia. Went to Richland before it was the mighty Pine Richland. So, grew up in the suburbs of North Hills. Loved the sports teams, all three of them. Just a big Pittsburgher through and through. Love the rivers, everything there is about the city. And, there was a time early on in my career that we moved over to the other side of the state to Wilkes-Barre, and I ran a shop over there, and it was just different over there. It was might as well have been a different state. It was a different atmosphere, and we really were homesick, wanted to come back, going through a lot of different things at that time. And I think as we've grown as a business, the last year and a half, being able to get into Acrisure, formerly Heinz, and PPG Arena, being the official pizza of the Penguins, and then getting in PNC Park and being a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's been really cool as a Pittsburgher, always being a sports fan. I think that has been awesome to go over there and see our pizza in the stadiums. Like it means everything to me to be from Pittsburgh. And we get a lot of questions now as we get a little bit bigger of if we're going to go outside of the state or go somewhere different. And I really feel like we can take this and stretch it all over Western Pennsylvania. We want to be anywhere you live in Western Pennsylvania that you can drive 10 to 15 minutes and go to a Caliente. So that's really the goal.
That's smart. I'm always impressed on how quickly you move to expanding. Like I've helped you as a general contractor on the early builds. But you're expanding and you're always growing and moving, and I know that people are watching you as an entrepreneur and like really envious of your hard work.
Thanks. I think a lot of it is just the mindset of it. You know, the positive energy, make sure you're gracious along the way, and thankful for every day and every moment, every opportunity, and just moving forward. I think I try to put those blinders on, try to get out the negative energy, get out all the obstacles, and just keep paving forward.
It's really awesome to see. I
Thanks.
mean, it really has. What, 10 and a half years has it been?
10.5 years. Yep.
And how many locations?
You know, I have a problem with not really knowing what to say here. So we've got, you know, I guess 7 physical locations, right? Restaurants. And then we've got the 3 in the stadiums. But when you get to the stadiums, we've got 5 in Acrisure, 5 in PPG, 4 in the PNC Park. And then I guess since we're in the habit of breaking news, we're going to Beaver Stadium this year too. So we're going to be at Penn State. We're going to have 2 booths out there, one in the student section and one in the main entrance of Penn State. So you'll be able to find Caliente at Beaver Stadium this year too, if you're going out that way.
Nice. So when I'm tailgating for the Steelers game, I tailgate right next to the road where you get off at the exit.
Yep.
So I watch you drive to the stadium to serve pizzas. Are you going to be going to Beaver Stadium? You going to be out there?
Yeah, so we are. We're going to be out at Beaver Stadium. For the Moroville store, it's only about 2 hours, but I'm a little nervous about parking out there because they said the RVs start to get there on Thursday and fill the fields up out there. And it was kind of cool. We were out there about 2 weeks ago just looking at the venue, and they started talking about like rappelling. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? And you know, Penn State's the middle of nowhere, like you're in the middle of farm country. And they kept talking about like rappelling this weekend. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, yeah, for $45, anybody can come and rappel, like literally jump off the stadium with like strapped on to a rope. And they're like, yeah, the university's like, the numbers, we don't have that many people registered for the weekend. And then one guy's like, well, maybe it's because nobody really wants to jump off the stadium. So, a little different out there.
That is cool. That's a lot of people too. That stadium holds 100,000 or something, right?
Yeah, like 107,000. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
You're gonna need a lot of pizza.
Yeah, they bought 2 ovens for each booth, and here in Pittsburgh we got one set of ovens for each booth. So they're doubling it out there. So it should be interesting.
Wow, that's really impressive. It really is.
Thanks.
That's really incredible. Like you're gonna be in Erie soon.
Well, I think these stadiums is a good fit for us. It gets our brand out there. We created a product just for the stadiums. So it's a Sicilian style. It takes 6 hours to make. There's a lot of proofing to it. We're making it out in our location out in Crafton at our commissary kitchen. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot that went into making sure a product that when you eat it at the stadiums that you're like, wow, this is a great pizza. So we definitely have perfected that. And I think with that being said, I mean, who knows where we go next?
It's an impressive slice because it's thick. You know what I mean? So when you get it at the stadium, you feel like you're getting your money's worth. You know, you're going to get filled up, and you need to get that doughboy.
Yeah, right. And it's filling up a whole plate. Like it's a huge slice. It definitely is.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, so this is your second year going into the Steelers?
It is. This will be year number 2 for us.
Yeah. Now, what kind of special things do you? I'm sure insiders want to know. Do you get like special places you get to go when you're a sponsor of the Steelers? They give you a VIP, unlike anybody else.
So that's a cool question. And it's like a yes answer, I guess. So it's we just had they called it a summit for all the partners. They took us down there. It was a really nice breakfast, nice lunch. They brought in Merrill Hodge as a keynote speaker, which was really cool. They broke out into breakout groups, and they had different topics for the partners. And they also we got to have a I was gonna call it a meet and greet, but it was more like listen to Mike Tomlin along with the new GM. They talked for maybe about 20 minutes back and forth, so that was cool. And then they took us into the new Hall of Fame over there at the end, and that was awesome. The new Hall of Fame was really, really sweet.
They brought Mike Tomlin out to talk to you?
Yeah, so like, you know, there's a room of probably like, I don't know, under 100 partners, and they brought out Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan, and they talked about just the state. It was probably about 3 weeks ago, so it was in between like now and the draft, and they talked a lot about the draft, and that was really cool. So yeah, they had a great conversation, very personable. And then we had a lot of like talks about how to use the marks and how to use Steelers in your branding and stuff like that. And then they brought out Merrill Hodge that gave a keynote that was like an inspirational keynote. So it was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive that they, think enough of you to bring out Tomlin. I'm still amazed by what they're doing. That's a good organization, right?
Yeah. No, it absolutely is. They are a great organization. They really, from top to bottom, they care about the partners. They care about the fans. Like there is a lot of thought that goes into the fan experience. When we first approached them about getting our pizza into the stadium, they really were worried about a certain section. They were worried about the club section because they felt like they didn't have good enough food in the club section at that point. So they wanted to add an upper end option, and that's where our first foot went in. Then when they were talking about they had a booth down in the end zone, they were talking about, hey, can we put another great product down there? So that they really think about the fan experience too. So it's not just it really isn't a feel about money over there. It's really a feel about the fan or the partners or the players, the team. Like there's a real caring aspect of what they do over there.
It must be wonderful to be a part of. I'm just listening to you. I'm
it's
like,
cool.
Like, and then you're like, well, I got to drive across town and go see what Mario has to say, right?
Yeah. All the organizations have really been great to work for. Penguins have been great. It was right when I got in was a little bit of like the new ownership and stuff like that, but you can really see that these guys are savvy, that they also care. And they're doing a great expansion over there. I think we're going to have the largest scoreboard in the country in an inside arena this fall.
Wow.
So the Penguins are putting this giant jumbotron. Mm-hmm. And I guess the insider talk was that it's about 5 inches longer than the one in Philly. So like to be able to be called the largest one in the country. So good. Philly just put one in and we went bigger. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they haven't won in a while, have they?
No.
Good for them. All right. I think that's pretty good for episode 1. Nick, you are a fantastic guest. I hope everyone really enjoyed all that pleasurable listening experience. Before I have to sign off, of course, we have Brian. His Cinema Psycho show at 270 episodes is going strong. You're going to hear 2 more episodes with Nick, and you're going to find out that he has his own podcast in the hundreds as well. And it's pretty cool. But before we do all that, Brian says we need to like, share, subscribe, because if you don't, we will fail. And without you, we need you, So stay tuned. Episode 2 coming right now.